Hi, my name's Tao, and this video will be about the moon in Pisces. Thought I'd do this video since the moon is currently in Pisces before the supermoon eclipse, the last one for the eclipse season or whatever it is. But I am a moon in Pisces as well, so it will be based on my perspective of what I go through and how I understand that moon sign. Now, first of all, the moon represents your inner soul, it's your emotions, it's what people can't see when they look at you. So it's your inner processes, your thinking, feelings, etc. So it's your inner soul. Now, so my moon was moving through the sign of Pisces. Now, Pisces is the 12th sign, the 12th sign being the last sign of the zodiac. So I understand the zodiac where Aries is the first, and as the signs move on towards the 12th, I think they all get a bit evolved as they move along. And I think whatever sign it is, I think they understand a bit more so of the ones before it a little bit better until you get to the 12th where it understands it all. It's got a little bit of everyone inside it. And, this is where your emotions are. This is what people can't see when they look at you. Now, being someone that has a moon in Pisces, I'm a Scorpio sun, and I did another video about the sun in Scorpio. And this is a difficult placement, I think, only because people think you're delusional. If they don't look at astrology, they think you're melodramatic, and they think that, it is a water sign, and water signs are intuitive, right? But the ability for the Pisces sun is highly intuitive, where they can understand very well and what another person around them would be experiencing. And when your emotions are in Pisces, it's intense. It's not only do I imagine myself in, and everybody's got the ability to imagine themselves in another person's shoes. I think what it does is makes me feel everything another person would feel. So I could stand next to someone and I will feel there's just energies and of people and what they're radiating out. And yeah, it's funny because last week and it was a bit intense, and depending on if I'm in tune or not. I remember I was at work and I had this the sinking worrying feeling that just kind of sinks, like someone's stabbing you in the gut, like something bad's going to happen. And like when it first happened, and this is what it's like, and this is my mental processes, where when it happens I'm like, oh no, what am I worried about, and I got to get in trouble at work or something. I think and then I start thinking about, like, because it's that bad feeling like something bad's gonna happen. And it keeps coming like every few seconds. I remember it happened last week about midday, and then eventually I was just like, as soon as it started happening, I started like emailing people just nearby, and because I eventually realized if it's not me, then it's somebody else. And I'm never really this much in tune. And then I was like emailing people around me saying, hey, how's it going? Just normal chit chat to see if, they've all talked to me before, so if they had something to say, they would. And then, there was another person where, he was on the phone, but I looked at him and I said, are you okay? And then he said he was good. And then I was like, okay, cool, okay. And then I still had this feeling though, and it was so bad. Like every few seconds, it was just like someone's like pushing you in my gut. And it just started getting really frustrating because I didn't know who it was. I was looking around going, who the hell is it? Maybe I'm going nuts. And then, like I messaged a couple of them saying, I don't know who it is, but someone's worrying about something that's intense and I can't, who the hell is it? And, I messaged it to that guy that, gave me the sign language, and he's just like, you can see it on his face, it just sunk, and he's like, you freaked me out. And I'm like, like I was more concerned about what I was going through. But I didn't like that he was going through it. But, he's, Aries with an Aquarius sun. And these emotions, for me to feel it like that, it's just so intense. And the thing is, these are water, these is, fire and air. That's logical signs, and it makes it more intense because there's contrast there. And then, for me to feel And I looked at him and I said, this is really intense. What the hell's going on? And then he was just like, I go, I thought you said you're okay. He's like, yeah, but I go, and I was just describing the feeling. I go, every 2 seconds it just goes, it's like, yeah, it just won't go away. This is like like, I'm so concerned that I'm gonna, like, someone's gonna die, sort of thing. That's how worried it is, and it's like a horrible sinking feeling, and to a point where, and he's like, oh, he's apologizing to me. I'm like, no, it's not your fault. I just need it I want you to stop. Not probably didn't come out the right way because I'm Scorpio at you, but I wanted him not to suffer like that because it was so intense, and of course, kind of wanted it to stop in me. And it got to a point where I couldn't sit around. I had to walk away. Just couldn't deal with it. It was just so much, and it was just too intense, and I just could not deal with it. And this is how it's like. And if I tell someone I feel another person's emotions, and I take it on myself, like when I was younger, I got depressed a lot, and I didn't know it was my emotions. So I would just burst out in tears and not have an answer to the doctor why I was crying. I just was sad and nothing wrong with my life, and I would just lock myself and lay in bed in the dark for 2 weeks until I can find it okay. Where this is how much I suffered. I thought it was a seasonal thing until I watched. I think it was Alyssa Sharp's Moon Pisces video where I was just in tears. You read. I've had charts done like years ago and stuff, and you kind of resonate with it, but reading and then actually watching a video and someone telling you it gets real. I remember I was in tears and I had it on repeat, and it's just like everybody always thought that I was exaggerating and I'm a bit melodramatic, and it could be, right? And they just don't believe that I have no control over, I can understand. They think everybody can understand how it's like in another person's shoe, or try to imagine it. But for me to say that, I actually feel it, they would just completely thought that I was, delusional with that. Because everything that I do believe in, I'll talk about it with passion, and it doesn't make sense. And, it makes perfect sense in my head. And because they say, being the 12th sign, it's another dimension. The Pisces sits on the 4th or 5th dimension, and for you to explain it could make so much sense in your head, right? And you could explain it logically to someone, whatever you're looking at. It could be astrology, something esoteric, or something metaphysical, right? Or whatever it is that you're looking at, spirituality or even religion. But I would explain and they just don't understand. They just think I'm lying or exaggerating. But that's the thing, I started my research because of that, and I started a spreadsheet to find somebody else that had a moon in Pisces, pretty much. Started collecting people's data. So asking everybody I meet, which date of birth, where were you born, what time were you born, just so I could see if I could find someone that could feel what I felt. I just needed someone to tell me that I wasn't insane. And that I wasn't, it was real. And then I probably, this is hair here that's doing my head in. I don't know where it's meant to go. Maybe it's meant to go that way. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then I was it's explaining another, whatever I believe in. It's so real for me, right? But then other people, I could sound so logical because it makes sense to me, but because I sit in another dimension, and you guys understand this, that whatever your belief is, even though you wholeheartedly believe it, and you see the logic in it, no one else gets it. You can explain, no one else quite gets it because they think you're a bit cuckoo. But the thing is, and that's the thing, you can't explain what it's like and what you see in the 4th or 5th dimension when they don't even know that a 4th or 5th dimension even exists, and they can't even understand that. How they're going to understand what you see and what you understand, I think for the Pisces, the love is so grand. I think the picture is so grand, and they say that we are a bit delusional and we have rose-coloured glasses, or, we're a bit naive or a bit of suckers, and I am. I'm oblivious to things. I'm probably over-caring. I'm probably too friendly, that I probably cross boundaries. I can justify anything. I have a reason for any bad person. It makes sense to me. I think that love is, everyone's equal, and for me to say that, make a comment about, someone evil like Hitler or something like that, I won't go into it because it's opening a can of worms. But if I was to, give that perspective, I think they wouldn't be happy with it. And over time, I had to learn that. But they say that we take on the emotions like it's our own, and that's why we suffer. And that's why I used to get those bouts of depression, because I didn't realize it was someone else's feelings and what they're going through. Because nothing was wrong in my life. I just had no idea, and I thought I was going insane. And I thought, why was I going? I thought, why the hell was I going through depression when I had nothing wrong in my life? It was perfect. Yet I was going through these bouts that I never really understood, and that's a bit hard. And then they say Pisces will kind of plod along and adapt to people around it, because they say Pisces always tries to identify or tries to figure out who they are all their life. I'm lucky to have Scorpio as a rising and sun, where it's a bit more dominant and a bit fixed, and I can more confident to actually identify and form the concept of who I am and what my values and morals are. So it doesn't, so the water in my Pisces doesn't flood everything and make all mush. The Scorpio actually has a decision-making, part to it. And I'm lucky with that, where I've got that, right? But it is one extreme to the other, where, what I feel inside is not shown on the exterior, because I'm cold like a Scorpio is. Mean like a Scorpio is. And that's a bit disheartening sometimes when people judge you and say you're cruel or mean, when you have a Pisces moon and you feel so much for people. That's what you get. That's the flack that you get in the world, right? Because it is a logical world. And it's a water sign, and there's no place for emotions in this world. The only thing emotions does is connects us to the other, but it's a material world. It's ruled by logic, time, and structure. And that's things that Pisces probably has struggles with, right? I emotionally eat. Any escapism is a good escapism. They say that it's highly addictive, or whatever addiction or whatever you can zone yourself out to, whether it be TV shows, drugs, alcohol, movies, music, playing games, anything that's just a bit mindless, that you can't. When I talk about TV shows and movies, it has to be dumb for me to zone out, because I'm pretty sure I can find an underlying message somewhere. But it's I get. I don't know. Maybe it's the magnetism of Scorpio, but people come to me to ask for help, and sometimes it gets too much, and because we take on other people's emotions, and if you're a younger son and you don't realize this is happening and you're suffering because of it, because you can't shield yourself, because who knows what the hell shielding is, right? I try to learn that. It's just no idea. It doesn't make sense to me. So. And sometimes you get to a point where you feel physically and mentally and emotionally drained, because you've been helping people for so much. It's like they're sucking their energy out of you, and it gets so tiring. And I remember there was this time where there'll be moments where, when it does happen, I'll be in those moods where I'll be depressed. And I remember once someone didn't give me any hope, and I have to believe. That's what I'm about. Belief. Just to believe is a strong force of power already. I think, no matter how you get belief, who cares? Just as long as you have it. I think it's beautiful to have that, such a great power, to believe in faith. It's just, it gets so far, and I won't even go into that. It's another book, another video. But, when you try to help someone, this is where it kind of kills it for me. If you help a stranger, because strangers come to me too. Like, I can, someone at bar, pubs, bus stop, could even stop me, and they talk to me the whole life story, go on a date, and they can start counselling them by the end of the night. And sometimes you don't prepare for it, because you can't turn them down, not listen, and then you do listen. And sometimes I don't give people advice. I just kind of give people a different perspective to see if to help them get there themselves. And if you already understand stuff about yourself, and I just didn't understand why this one person needed to talk to me, because they understood everything already, but I just couldn't say no. And then by the end of it, I walked away with nothing. Usually I can walk away and I have the belief that they took something out of my time with them, and who knows what they do, but because it leaves me a little bit in a bubble where I go, yeah, they took something out of that. There's a possibility, and the possibility alone is big. I don't know them, so I won't follow it up, but at least there's a possibility, and that's good. And then, but then there's people that you walk away knowing that they've sucked out all the hope that you have in you. And then I remember once I was twitching, my hand was actually jerking, and I, like, it was just twitching because the nervous energy from them was just really affecting me. And then to a point where I said, I gotta go, and then I kind of ran. I just didn't understand. It was like the really intense time where I just kind of ran away. When I got home, I laid down on the couch and I didn't move for days. It took me months to recover that time. And, how it feels, it's like when you get sucked and you use up all that you have in you that you have to give, and especially for such an intensely sensitive water sign as Pisces, with the moon. And on the side note, I have Sun in Scorpio and my ascendant is Scorpio. Got a lot of water in me. When that happens and you have no feelings and you feel nothing, you feel empty. Can you imagine how that feels for water signs? When your whole life you felt a force in you and you feel, and I listen to sad music and sad movies, and because I like to feel alive because it makes me feel alive. But when you feel like everything inside you sucked out of you and you feel nothing, you feel hollow, and it's the most worst feeling that I've ever felt in my life. Like, I never want to feel that again. It's just horrible. And like, it might not sound horrible to another sign, but this is water, water, water. I have to feel, and if I don't feel, who the hell am I? And people don't. It's horrible. I remember I just zombied out. I didn't know how to get my hope back, and it's just sometimes it's hard, right? You gotta form, and I'm very logical and exterior, so I need some sort of logical, connect the dots somehow logically in my head to be able to make it okay. And you're still trying to work it out, but some days I hate people, some days I like people. I mean, that's just the way it goes, right? I'm a Scorpio, I'm meant to hate people. But I love people, and this is where I'm a bit delusional. I can see I love everyone, and I can't say I can justify anything for anyone. If they don't understand, you can't be angry at them for what they didn't know, right? Can you be angry at them? And this is where, Moon and Pisces people probably have been put through shit and they're being taken advantage of, and people walk on them. And, no matter how we were treated when we were young, because if Moon and Pisces is a neglected sign, that means, well, personally, my mum worked a lot. The moon sign comes from your mother and how you saw your mother. My mum had a business. She was always working, so I was a bit neglected. I wasn't looked after. I kind of raised myself. And all my brothers and sisters, all individually. If it wasn't my brothers and sisters, it would be our individually. We'd be raising ourselves because they were so busy. Now, it's not to say that they, we understand that they were busy. They were compassionate. My mum was compassionate. She was part of the temple and temple group community, and she donated for charities, and in her spare time she'd go volunteer, etc. She has compassion. It was, she cares, just not towards me. And that's why you get a moon in Pisces. A bit of neglect, a bit of lack of care, and no understanding of emotions. and this is what you get, moon in Pisces. So it is a little bit delusional, you could say, and we accept a lot, but that's the beauty. We've gone through so much, yet we're still okay. When you're like the last sign, where the most evolved one, there's no one after you, so you can't really connect with someone, so you kind of sit alone here in the 12th area. Right? Just feeling emotions which doesn't belong in this logical material world. Doesn't really fit quite well, right? But you can be highly successful if you use your intuition because you understand people. Otherwise, there's no need for it. Sometimes I have a battle between my head and heart on what I need to do, because Pisces lives in another world and makes me spaced out. It makes me not do real world things here. And sometimes Moon Pisces have to watch their responsibilities and don't escape into, alcohol, shopping, any addictions, drugs, even TVs, watching stuff. Just want to get away because they don't want to do emotions, and most of the time I'm researching something because I don't want to do the emotions. But people don't quite understand it because it's the last sign. Because they can't see, they can't understand what they can't see, right? It's inside, it's our soul, so they can't see what's inside. So they don't know how much we suffer. They don't know the confusion in a Pisces where with your feelings or another person's feelings, why do we have to feel so much? And that's something I used to ask myself, why do I even care? What do I care for when no one else cares? And that's why I stopped watching the news. I didn't own a TV because I can't watch the news and be okay with not being able to fix the suffering that I see. It's just, what use is that to watch that? Makes you aware, but then what? You just sit there and cry? So I stopped watching that and I'm okay with it, I really am. But this is my second video. I probably will do more Moon and Pisces. There's a lot I need to get out. But there is a failure, and the failure in Pisces is because they don't fit in. I think the ability is so intuitive that whether it be something bigger, it's the last one, right? You say it's going to go to extremes here, whether it's about spirituality, religion, or something more like occultism, mysticism, even astrology, whatever it is, magic, Wicca, whatever it is something that you strive towards because you don't believe it's just here, this is it, because you feel that there is a lot more. You feel the energies. You feel that this place is not right because you don't fit in here, and nobody understands that. They don't understand at all. But there is a beauty in all of you who is watching that's a Moon in Pisces. That what you come here to do is you come here and you bring belief. Just pure, innocent belief. And I think that's a huge thing, just by being here and radiating that positivity, that you've gone through all that shit that you have, and you see as much as you see, and you know that people do bad things, but you believe. It's a beauty. I know justification is not good, but you justify it in a logical way where you just zoom out and it makes it beautiful, it makes it okay, and make people okay. Everybody's beautiful. And that's a gift, I think, that you accept people as they are and you're tolerant towards them and you're compassionate towards their struggles, because everybody's different and you understand that. I think Moon and Pisces people are extremely beautiful people, and I think they're here to, spread their energy, because I think this is where it's meant to be. I think how you understand things in here, what we see as illogical is very logical, and I think it makes complete sense, and I think it's the real way that we're meant to look at things, But I think you should just stay strong, stay grounded, don't escape, don't try to escape. When it gets hard, read some quotes, watch some inspirational videos, watch happy things, happy movies, like chick flicks. But there was another thing I wanted to mention. I'll probably have to make another video about Moon and Pisces later, but there's so much more I could say because there's a lot in here that I need to pour out because it drives me insane. But you are beautiful people, absolutely beautiful people, and you need to keep that sheer positivity in you and be that everything that you're meant to bring into this world, and just don't stop believing. Because and if you have a friend that has Moon and Pisces, believe them when they say they feel a lot. Just give them a hug. It gets hard, feeling everybody's feelings. A lot of emotions. Anyway, look after yourselves, guys. And I believe in you guys and everything that you are. I think you're very special. Alright, thank you. Oh, and please like, subscribe, comment, agree or disagree. Nobody ever comments. I'm not doing too well with these videos. But thanks for watching anyway. Peace out. Till next time. Next episode.